All right, everybody. We are going to go live here right now. Pacers reaction. Pacers signed their new head coach. I'm going to get Jonathan on here. We'll get going. And then we'll get cracking. So give me a second here and see Jonathan. There we go. Let's see. Bring Jonathan. There he is, JB. Can you hear me?
What's up, man? Yeah, I got you.
Okay. All right, perfect. So just a random Thursday afternoon, of course, right after we do the show last night. Breaking news, Adrian Wojnarowski, ESPN. Pacers have signed Rick Carlisle as their head coach. 4 years, $29 million. The return of Slick Rick from back in the early 2000s. I'm going to use that, Slick Rick. We coined it here first. So we said he was going to be one of the main three candidates, John. I think he had the best resume and pedigree of the available coaches. He's got an NBA championship already. He's worked with the foreign players you've seen with Dirk, with Luka. What can he do with Domas? And it's a mixed feelings from what I've seen on Twitter and Facebook, but I like the pick. I think the Pacers made a good hire right here.
Yeah, pretty much a safe hire. Like earlier on in the week, and even like you said when we covered on our show, you know what I'm saying, Terry Stotts and Brian Shaw and the other guy, right, were possible candidates, and I think Rick Carlisle was kind of floated out there by some folks as well. Now I think it's a safe hire, just because you don't necessarily know we're going to get Terry Stotts. Terry Stotts probably, for all intents and purposes, had a superstar and Damian Lillard, and we don't necessarily have that here with the Pacers right now. Who knows what the draft will bring? Who knows what potential trade or free agency could potentially bring to the Pacers? So, and then, yes, Brian Shaw is probably well deserving of another second stint with another team. But again, he's done a whole lot of work, you know what I'm saying, in the trenches, in the G League or whatever. But it's kind of like an unknown still with that, even with the poor record that he had. And then, again, there was a whole lot of the big names that he had out there in Denver when he was a head coach, but it's kind of unknown. So, like I said, I think this is more of a safe hire. If we learned anything by our interview that we had a couple weeks ago with Danny Bridges, the Simons do love the Larry Bird family tree, and Pritchard and Coach Carlisle are from that family tree. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I don't think they didn't do their due diligence and didn't interview any other candidates where they were African American or even, you know what I'm saying. I even heard early on when they first fired Nate Borgren that they thought about Becky Hammond, you know what I'm saying, as a potential interview. So I think they did. I'm pretty sure the Pacers did the due diligence. This is not just like, let's get another guy, good old boy guy in here. Carlisle hasn't been with the Pacers organization over 13 seasons, right? I think last we saw him was like back in 2007. But he has, like you said, he has gone on to have some success with the Dallas Mavericks. I know some smart marks are going to call into question his latest run in the playoffs, or his latest run staying with the team and not necessarily advancing or whatever. And hey man, you know me, man. That's some of that. Like, you can call out the coach all you want, but as we have seen, you know what I'm saying. You have to have buy-in, little doggy. You have to have buy-in with your players. You know what I'm saying, and the players have to execute. The players have to ultimately still have to execute on the floor. So, I like the hire. It's a safe hire. It's a familiar name. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Nobody should be tearing up their face. Sorry, Decot's watching or listening. Nobody should be tearing up their tickets or anything like that. So yeah, I think Frank Vogel has a 55% win. He's in the 55% winning percentage when he was with the Pacers. I think like third. He's like third all time or something like that.
Carlisle,
like right behind. Damn, shame on me. Yeah, Rick Carlisle. I think he's like third behind like Larry Brown or something like that, or even Larry Bird as far as like who the most winningest Pacer coach or whatever. So yeah, I think it's a safe pick. I don't have a problem with the pick at all. It also will help out with the media criticism. You know what I'm saying, that Kevin Pritchard would endure. So again, you bring in if you brought in Brian Shaw, oh my God, what's the other guy's name that used to coach the Bobcats? Him. Yeah, right.
Paul Silas?
No. The guy that coached, the guy they were interviewing. There were three candidates that they interviewed. They interviewed.
Steve Clifford.
Yeah. If you brought in Steve Clifford, man, they might have overturned, Washington Square, Caps. You know what I mean? Those areas would have lost their minds, man. So, again, this is a safe hire. And it's not like the safe hire meaning that the guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's won in Detroit, right? Remember that. He kind of got a raw deal there. And he kind of lost. And the reason why he lost his job here is because he kind of lost the team. Why? After the brawl, things got real murky. And then, especially playing with subpar. They were playing with, at that time, CBA play. I don't think there was a G League then. They had to call up the CBA team players to come and play. So, again, I like the hire. I'm not going to lose my mind about it. Like I said, when I heard Steve Clifford's name and Brian Shaw, I was like, dude, we need to hear some more names. So here we go. Here we are. And then, like I said, Rick Carlisle is the new old head coach of the Indiana Pacers.
Yeah, Slick Rick is back. So that's going to be the new thing with Slick. Obviously, I think he was one of the best candidates once it came available. Initially, he wasn't available, and then he left Dallas with that issue, and almost kind of seemed like it was a fit for a safe bet for the Pacers organization. I think for Kevin Pritchard, it was kind of a safe bet. Hey, this guy's been here before. The Pacers media and the Pacers fan base might get off my ass a little bit. If we bring him in, he knows what he was there kind of during the, you can say, glory days a little bit, because they were the best team in 2004 or whatever it was when they had the brawl.
Yep.
They were going to win a title that year. But he's got the head coaching pedigree. He's got the non-nonsense BS he's not going to deal with. He'll earn the respect of the players. When he won his championship, and I just saw a tweet, when he won his championship with the Mavericks, when they beat the LeBron and the Heat, Carlisle presented the Pacer bosses with a ring, and he thanked them for his times and opportunity in Indiana. So there's that strong tie there.
Right.
Carlisle wasn't done coaching. I would not be surprised. It's a 4-year deal for $29 million. You're still paying Bjorkgren for one more year.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if after that 4 years, if he doesn't stay as head coach, he moves into Kevin Pritchard's position. KP is gone.
When I looked at,
and then I even wouldn't be surprised to see Carlisle do head coach and GM role. I don't even know if there's somebody that's done that. Don Nelson done that?
Popovich, Don Nelson, and Doc Rivers when the Clippers. They've done that.
Okay, so I can see Carlisle doing that possibly.
Right. I see that. And I also see Brandon with the draft coming up. If they don't trade out of that, Pacers got to stop, whiffing, on their pick. So with Carlisle having being around, like you said, being around those international players and kind of seeing who can and can't play and how it fit in the system, the Pacers might go, Corey Kispert and all these pre-mock drafts, Corey Kispert ain't blowing nobody. It's not giving everybody the feels, you know what I mean? But maybe they go after the best international guy instead of and get some buy-in there. There's some.
The Australian point guard has been showing up on the mock drafts.
Yeah, you might get some buy-in right there, man. Smart, quote unquote, smart market teams got to start looking at the international guys more so than the traditional route. You think about how the Utah Jazz kind of built their team. How Dallas, even though Dallas is not a small market team, how Dallas built their team. And then especially, I know we had a big thing about Giannis last night, but Giannis is technically an international guy, and how he showed loyalty to that Milwaukee fan base. So, but man, I think that maybe they actually might go the international route and start looking at as long as they looks like the one guy that didn't work out, Sasha, the Dilovich.
Yasikevicius.
I
mean, we have a few. Yasikevicius, Bruno Brezek. I can keep going. We've had probably 1,000 foreign players that haven't worked out.
Yeah, that was a stretch by Larry Bird, though.
So assistant coaches wise, I don't know if Carlisle will retain that coaching staff of the assistants based on some of the BS they've had. I don't think he should. I think he should probably wipe it clean. I doubt Calbert Chaney really wants to be the Pacers assistant coach again. I don't think Carlisle will keep him. Looking at Dallas, when he was in there, Jamal Mosley was an assistant coach. Darrell Armstrong, who actually played for the Pacers for a season or two, is an assistant coach in Dallas. Mike Wiernar, 11th season with the Mavericks, 2 assistant coach. Jenny Bocic, a girl, second stint. She's had 2 years as an assistant coach. Or Bucic, I don't know. Jenny Bucic, maybe? I may have said it wrong. But and then God Shamrad is an assistant coach as well. So plenty of opportunity to see if any of the Mavericks guys who were assistant coaches move over here with Indiana. I think the Pacers are in good hands with Carlisle. I feel better with him than I did Steve Clifford. I felt better with him than I do Brian Shaw. Yeah. I still think Stotts, but I think Carlisle has that no-nonsense BS that he's not going to put up with the shit from Malcolm Brogdon, from some of these prima donna players that think they're going to be, whatever. You know, if you don't like it, he'll ship you out. I think we will see the stamp of approval with Carlisle, and if he's not involved in this draft as a heavy influence, then we've got a problem there with KP because he's got to get the full buy-in with Carlisle on this pick.
I think Kevin Pritchard likes his job. You know what I'm saying? I think Kevin Pritchard likes his job. So with all that kind of being said, I think there'll probably be going to be another shoe to fall. I don't know when it's going to be because we didn't know. We didn't kind of expect this announcement kind of happen today. But I think it's going to be another shoe to possibly fall.
Yeah, didn't I say like 2 weeks? I think I said a week or 2 weeks before we'll get an announcement.
Yeah, I think it's weird, man, because like the Celtics traded Kemba Walker before the draft, you know, so there might be a draft day trade involving the Pacers based upon like how Carlisle sees this team, and that remains to be seen.
Are you good with the money? 4 years, 29.
Oh no, you know, man, NBA prints off money, so now I ain't got no problem with them being on the hook for that. There's really no salary cap for coaches. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I got no problem with that. And again, like I said, Carlisle's
4 years.
Commodity. Yeah, got to prove commodity. 4 years, dude. That kind of speaks to if, let's say, Kevin Pritchard wants to move on or retire or something like that. Then, like you said, I think Carlisle moves into that position. And like I said, he's just trusted.
I've got some quotes.
Go ahead.
I've got some quotes that came out from Carlisle to ESPN. Carlisle said this to ESPN a few moments ago. It's a team of skilled, unselfish guys that play hard. It's always possible that moves could be made before the season, but I think GM Kevin Pritchard and I both very excited about getting this roster healthy and seeing what the team can be. On the Mavs, it's hard to put an exact finger on it. It's just a feeling that I had to be mutually beneficial. My hope is that Jason Kidd will be the next coach of the Mavericks because he and Luka have so many things in common as players. I think it just would be a great situation for Luka, and I think it'd be an amazing situation for Jason Kidd. I'm the only person on the planet that's coached both of these guys and knows all about their special qualities as basketball players. To me, it just would be a great marriage, and it's just an opinion.
Man, Carlisle had breaking stories before ESPN and Fox.
I know, right? Jason Kidd, it makes sense. I think it'd be a good fit.
That's kind of why it's probably why Jason Kidd took his name off. You know what I'm saying? For consideration. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was because he loved the Lakers. Loved California. He's from California, went to the University of California. You know what I'm saying? Now he's back in California. So, but yeah, Jason Kidd probably deserves another run back for sure. You know, it kind of spiraled. It wasn't great in Milwaukee. Yeah, you know what I mean? But but they just got old. When he was in Brooklyn, that team just kind of got old. That's what it was. They ain't had no draft picks to get young. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what happens. It's good to have Slick Rick back. I'm going to have to start doing these memes on Instagram.
Slick Rick and Slick Leonard. Ain't it? We're going to have to get it. They're going to have to, say they're passing another torch, maybe.
Exactly. Real quick recap. We can do a short recap real quick of Hawks in Milwaukee. I thought they would. I said last night I thought they would slow Trey down. He'd be tired. You put PJ Tucker on him and shit. Shit, he almost went for 50 last night. And go figure, the Hawks win another game 1 on the road. Milwaukee pissed down the leg, Giannis. He hit 2 big free throws, but I don't understand why they were going for 2. Pass him the ball anyways down when you need a 3-pointer with 5 seconds left. That just didn't make sense to me.
You know,
Send it
six
forward.
for 23. Either if you don't have the shot, Chris, you know, if you're watching, I know you are. If you don't have the shot, Chris, then you're going to have to do something better. You know, something from the outside. So a lot of times he thinks he turns into Mr. Isolation, and that's not necessarily his game, especially from deep. You know what I mean? But like, nah, man, it's been a coming out party this year for Trae Young, man. Maybe, you know, he's done away with Gotham. Well, if you think about what he did to the Knicks and what he did with Philadelphia 76ers, it ain't all just him though. This is be real. You know what I'm saying? You got what they call him, Red Velvet, Kevin Huter. Like I didn't think he had that kind of a game, man. He's become this year's Tyler Hero, right? I think he's played better than Tyler Hero in spurts. And then of course you got a guy I've kind of had my own, you know what I'm saying, John Collins, playing out his mind. You know, Brandon, they could not get Milwaukee wins that game if they get an offensive rebound. I think it was like a minute 13 left. I can't remember the exact time, but they needed an offensive rebound, and that's when Capella got the one board, and then got another shot off, and then somebody else I think Trae Young got another board. That's when he found Collins in the corner and they hit that.
Giannis had the weird foul in the face. That's
like, bogus, man. That's. I mean, he sold it. The kid sold it. Like Trae Young sold it. So they called it. You know. But
Pat Connaughton missing a white. I pulled a KD and airballed a 3-pointer.
Oh man, Pat Connaughton. As you can see, man, Pat Connaughton plays great defense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a head. You have to have him out there. But like, man, that was wide, way wide. You know, that didn't look like a professional shot. So no, man, Pat Connaughton.
I did appreciate that the game was getting over before 11 o'clock last night. I did enjoy that.
Well,
now tonight we have the late one. Yeah,
we got a late one tonight. I think. I think I said it last night. I think this goes 6 now. I think it might even go 7. These teams got to stop taking whoever. You got to stop taking Atlanta Hawks. Not seriously, man. These guys, they believe in. They were a lottery. They were headed for the lottery before Nate McMillan took over. So, you know, they bought into his system. They believe in one another. They do have talent. That's what Trae Young said. Like I said, he said they got talent, but we got talent too. He sounded like a 12-year-old kid. He sounded like a 12-year-old kid. They got talent, but we got talent too. But no, man, they do. They believe in one another.
So last night you put out a tweet and you texted me after the Hawks won the game that this makes the Pacers look bad with McMillan and him winning game 1 in the Eastern Finals. Does it lessen some of that now looking bad, the fact that they brought Carlisle, a former Pacer guy, got his grit and guts with the Pacers back now? Does that lower the bar a little bit now from what it was?
It looked right. Maybe, you know, I know the NBA is a player-friendly league, and the players who have a lot of power, the front offices have to take some power back. You know what I'm saying? The guys on the floor, you know what I'm saying? You got to have a strategy. You got to have, you know what I'm saying, all those things to win a game, man. You know, Carlisle, Nate McMillan, you can call them retreads. I think that we need to remove that from our lips. You know what I'm saying? The smartest sports fans that we get, they are smart basketball coaches, man. Whatever player, it's never going to be said who individually who it was. They didn't like McMillan's style of coaching with the Pacers. Brandon, like I said, man, I think they're going to be removed, man. Whoever it is, and when that other shoe falls, we'll know. We'll kind of know who it is. But he challenged, and you can see he challenged. You got to have a guy, whether it's a former player or even somebody who never played. In this regard, is two guys that played. Carlisle played 100,000 years ago. And Nate McMillan played, you know, 200 years ago, right? But you have to have somebody who, you know, guys can respect and can say, yo, this is what you need to do to get to the next level. And ultimately, if everybody's not buying into that plan, then you got to go, regardless of who it is. Now, there's going to be exceptions to the rule, right? You know what I'm saying, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying, those type of exceptions to the rules. But hell, even you think about it, Brandon, I don't want to go off on a tangent. Even Popovich parted ways with Kawhi Leonard because he didn't want to follow the rules of like the culture that Popovich wanted set. So yeah, It kind of lessens. To answer your question, kind of lessens just a little bit, but I ain't forgot.
I think it may also, if you're looking at this roster construction, we've got 12 guys coming back to the squad this year, 2 free agents with T.J. McConnell and Doug McDermott. I think it means well for McConnell to come back just because Carlisle, now they're not the same player. They're both the same kind of scrappy-like, but McConnell can fill that role that J.J. Barea did down in Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that works within Carlisle's system.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, Brandon, it's going to be another shoot and fall. When is the draft? Draft next month. You know, I'm sure he's already had player evaluations on Sabonis House and even Malcolm Brogdon. Those will be the core. I don't know what necessarily happened with Jeremy Lamb or even a Holiday or either Holiday. You know what I'm saying? I like the small forward Holiday. The point
Cassius Stanley needs some play, I think. He needs more play this year. Stanley does.
Yeah, you brought in this athletic guard and never, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he never got any tick. They had the other guys. You know, so even when the other guys wasn't working out for him. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, man, they say a bright new day, but it's at least it's a day that now we can trust. Everybody trust in Carlisle.
Absolutely. Last question. Who will have a better tenure? Carlisle with hair or Carlisle without hair?
Well, he can't lose no more now, can he? Unless he start losing his eyebrow here.
Absolutely.
I think Carlisle will be fine, man. He might even catch Frank Vogel for all-time winning coach.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Crossroads Sports emergency press conference, emergency podcast. Pacers hire Rick Carlisle, brought him back to Indiana. Slick Rick is back, 4 years, $29 million. We'll talk more about this as well next week on the pod. So we'll see you guys then. Thanks, John.